Okay. Say that, repeat again that our speaker got to tell me that he couldn't be here, but I do excuse him. It was extenuating circumstances. He will join us on another occasion. So we are ad-libbing this morning, but we are delighted that we have a very, very experienced cousin sitting to my right, an experienced minister with years of experience in the United Synagogue, and he's offered to say a few words to us this morning. So over to you, Reverend.
I'm not sure if I've woken up yet because normally when you're going to do something, you prepare. So I'm totally unprepared. But I just thought I'd tell you something. When I was 13 and a half, I went to a place called Barrow and Furnace. And I went to be the Baal Shachris, the Baal Tekiah. No, you'll need a whiskey after this. I went to Lane as well. The funny thing was that it was consisted of 13 families. That was the whole Kehillah. And it was a house in the middle of town, and it was upstairs, lovely little shul. First of all, the Sefer Torah was absolutely possible. It was being held together by 3 stitches. And they were talking about getting it repaired. Anyway, I went with this gentleman, late Mr. Lippman, and he was well in his 70s, and he was the Baal Musaf. And I was getting the grand total of £7 10 shillings, 13 and a half. And so I must tell you, so on the I'm skipping to the second day. The second day, Mr. Lippman is in the middle of Musaf, and we come to Aleinu. Aleinu Shabeach. And I went on the bimmer there because many people do, got to help him up when he goes down. And he goes, Anachnu Korim. I lift him up, and he goes, Vayomahu Yashem Echad U'Shemo Echad Adon Olam Hashem Olam. I said, Mr. Lippman, you've missed half the Musaf out. He said, they've had enough. I'll never forget that as long as I live. And I remember the first night I went to where we eating, and she was a magnificent cook. But the next 2 days, we went to this gentleman and his wife. She was Irish, and she probably was in the first 3 world's worst cooks. And I've been a very fussy eater, but Hashem works in mysterious ways. And there was a cat around the table all the time. And I developed this terrible, terrible cough. And each time I took a mouthful of food, I coughed it out and I fed the cat. So why am I telling you this? Because I remember it was 8:30, Motzi Yontef. We were getting the train back to Manchester. And I already got my £7 10 shillings. And, you know, in all the train stations, there were cafeterias. And I made a beeline for the cafe. And I remember I bought 6 packets of salt and shake Smith's Crisp. And I bought 2 bottles of Coca-Cola. And I bought about 4 Mars bars because I was absolutely starving. So I've never forgotten that. And that was the quickest muscle. So, Howard, whenever you're davening or, you know, maybe you can think about that. And I remember one other funny thing was I was doing a chuppah, and when it came to the ring being given, the best man gives the ring, the rabbi gets the ring, and he says to the chazan, "Is this your ring?" He said, "No, it ain't mine." He said, "No, it is your ring." "No, it ain't mine, it's hers." He said, "No, it's your, no, it's It's not mine, it's hers. And the late Rabbi Broder, the Broder of the Brocha, said, unless you tell me it's yours, we got no wedding. So I was about to say, do you want to think about it? We can have part two next week. So he said, all right, then it's mine. So there are many, 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 as Rabbi Pleasant Shisler, my dear friend, can tell you, keep you for hours telling you stories, and I can as well. But next time I do it, I'll think about the things I want to tell you. But I'll leave you with a couple of humorous things. A lady, Mrs. Cohen, phones Mrs. Goldberg. Mrs. Goldberg says, hello. She said, Mrs. Goldberg, it's Mrs. Cohen. She said, the smell of that cheesecake that you're making, it smells geschmack. It smells so beautiful. Please, when it's baked, will you let me have a piece? What a chutzpah you! What a chutzpah! How dare you? You've got nothing else to do with yourself all day. Look through from your flat into my flat, watching what I'm doing. How dare you? No, you will not have a piece of my cheesecake when it's cooked. And I'll tell you something else. If I wanted to give you a piece of my cheesecake, you couldn't have it anyway. She said, why not? She said, because you're fleshig. And just one more. Guy goes to the doctor. Doctor examines him. My goodness. He says, in my 32 years as a doctor, I've never examined anybody in such pristine condition. Tell me, how old are you? He said, I'm 66. 66. Unbelievable. Wonderful. He said, tell me, how old was your father when he died? Right? My father's 86. He goes to business every day. He plays golf 3 times a week. What blessed genes, truly blessed. How old was his father when he died? Right? You said he died. He's 105. And he plays bridge and he goes jogging 4 times a week. And he's getting married next week. 105 getting married? Who at 105 would want to get married? And the guy says, who said he wants to? His mother is forcing him. And I think I will close with that.
Quite. Oh, right. Questions. Oh, it's questions. Okay, yeah. Okay.
We'll come to an arrangement.
Yeah, that was very good. That was very good. Thank you so much for putting in this morning. That was very good. Yeah, we're doing a bit there. Rabbi Jeffrey, do you have any or something for us? Take too long. Just remind everyone. Yeah. Just to remind everyone, firstly, this Thursday is Tu B'Shvat. Okay, it's Tu B'Shvat on Thursday, 15th of Shvat, the New Year for trees. We will be having a fruity l'chaim on Thursday, so please do join us. So that will be exciting, hopefully. We know there are 4 New Years, there are 4 Rosh Hashanah, there are 4 New Years. If you look at the Masechet of Rosh Hashanah, the tractate of Rosh Hashanah in the Mishnah of the Gemara, there are 4 New Years. We have the first of Nisan is the New Year for years. That's the not civil New Year as such. So we have that one. We have the first of Tishri, which we know is the Rosh Hashanah we observe as our religious New Year, and we have the 1st or 15th of Shvat, according to which you follow Beit Shammai or Beit Hillel. We follow Beit Hillel, so it's the 15th of Shvat is the New Year for trees, and there's also one in Elul, isn't there? The 4th one is Elul, the New Year for tithes. Yeah, the Kings were also civil when they worked out Yeah, when they work out the date on documents, they always I think they're doing it in British documents as well today. They talk about the year of the reign of the king. So in the 10th year of the reign of King so and so, and the year starts from Nisan. So if a king, for example, was came to the throne, say on the 1st of Adar, when it comes to the 1st of Nisan, he's starting his 2nd year of his reign. So that is how it's calculated. Anyway, so Tu B'Shvat is the year for trees. We don't. It has a lot to do with the with calculating the years for the tithes and things like that. The agricultural. Yeah, exactly halfway through. But the only way we celebrate today is we don't say Tachanun, which is great because it's a Thursday. And the other thing we do is we eat a number of fruits. Some say 7, some say 15 fruits. Preferably fruits from Israel, and we say there's some people have an order of a Seder. They have a special Seder where they say certain prayers. You speak to especially Sephardi people. I know there's a rabbi of Sephardi origin in Edgware who religiously does this every year, a Tu B'Shvat Seder, and they say certain things as they eat certain fruits. It's a whole rigmarole anyway. We're not going to do that on Thursday morning, by the way. So it's just purely a l'chaim. Okay, we can have a general, if anyone wants to add anything, but sorry for the impromptu thing today.
Powerful or humorous as cousin told us about the Musaf. But we were, about 3 months ago, my wife and I went, brother and sister, down for the last Shabbos. I think, Jeffrey, we told you this, the last Shabbos of Holland Road Shul. This illustrious shul with illustrious Bonim who were there, chief rabbis who attended. My wife's grandfather was the Gabba there. He was Chazon Sheni. He was also the FR at one time. And so we went down for the last Shabbos. There was a bat mitzvah that weekend coming up from London. So you think it's a very special occasion, the final Shabbos of a well-known shul. Strangely enough, so we sat there, my wife's grandfather sat, Angela sat upstairs in her grandmother's seat. We're waiting for this. Some words had passed his. Hardly a word was said. But the point I was going to make was this was the last Shabbos. This was the 8th of Tishri. They had a Yom Kippur service on Monday, which finished 4 p.m. Work that one out. 4 p.m.
Much earlier, Sal.
Understand that the president virtually said, other than this is the last Shabbos, nothing more. The whole.
It's the new culture shock there.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Arnie. Just okay. So I think we will all the proceedings to a close. I'm sorry for the impromptu session this morning, but we're great that we've got such comedian next to us here. Avram's got lots of stories to tell us about his many years of service in the ministry, and I'm sure he's going to prepare something for a future occasion. Yeah, and give
No
us
problem, and maybe even talk about what I've done in my life as honest.
that will be very interesting. Okay, great. Okay, so I'll call the proceedings to a close. Thank you, Carol, for organising it. Sorry about the alternative accommodation this morning, but hopefully tomorrow we'll have a working curtain in the base of Medrash, which will be worth it. Oh, yeah. Bye bye those on Zoom. See you.